Surrender. Surrender is kind of the fruit. It's the final, once we reach surrender, surrender is the culmination, the totality of all the things we've been talking about. On the other hand, we could say that surrender is that truth is the totality of all the things we've been talking about, surrender being one of them. But surrender is the place where we arrive, where we stop fighting, we stop judging, we stop arguing and explaining. Surrender is where we accept both what seems to be dark and, much more importantly, which will reveal as we become more surrendered. Greater surrender shows us increasingly that what we're surrendering to is light. We're not surrendering to darkness. When we surrender to darkness in the sense that we don't argue with it, we don't say it's not happening, and we don't explain it as a means of making it go away. The child's hungry and we can't feed it. There's 50,000 refugees somewhere. There's all these animals stuffed into a pen, or the Mother Earth is being ripped into shreds in some part of the world. We don't need to explain why it's happening on this level. Maybe we do practically, but on this level, we don't need to explain why it's happening or judge it as good or bad. We don't need to say it's not happening or say it's because they're doing anything, which is a form of projection and explanation. We simply see it for what it is. And if it's dark, for example, the examples I gave you are darkness because there's suffering and misunderstanding of what it is that the light beings that we are, how we're supposed to function in interrelation, in harmony with the other parts of ourselves. The earth only being part of me, being part of the virus, being part of the plant, being part of, it's all one totality. If you go a little bit out into space, you'll see it's small, and then go further out, it becomes a dot, and then it disappears. It's a small totality as part of a greater totality, which could be a galaxy, the universe, or whatever. So as we surrender to, meaning we accept energetically that it is so. We don't accept it as it's okay and we like it. We like the children suffering and the animals and the earth. We don't. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about it is so. I don't struggle with reality, because the struggle, the fight, internal fight, the non-acceptance of it on just an existential level is both a lie, because it is the truth, and it's also, the struggle is part of the darkness. Light does not struggle. Light is. Light is calmness and relaxation. It's expansive and beautiful. It doesn't fight with anything. The fighting and the struggling and the non-surrender and the tension in your body is how the darkness convinces you that you're fighting the darkness while maintaining itself. It's just playing a mind game. I feel anxious. I hate the anxiety. I don't want to be anxious. Stop. That, you see, that energy is not contrary to the anxiety. It's just a different form of that same darkness. It's a frustration and an anger and a worry and I'm pissed off and I'm tired of it and I'm just done with it. The way that the anxiety will disappear is, there it is. And the light of consciousness, surrender to it. It is what it is at this moment. I will not struggle with darkness. I will simply be aware of it, accepting it as the fact that it is now, not trying to control it. We'll speak of control next time. Maybe we should have spoken about it first, but not trying to control anything. On the energetic level, at this point, in our light work, we do channel and control and work with the light, but we're not controlling it. We're simply flowing with it. As you dig a tributary so that the river can flow and nourish your crops with water. You're not fighting that river and blocking it up here and carrying you're just simply allowing it to channel in a way that suits the present purposes of the dry land becoming moist and fertile. Surrender is ultimate power. We're going to do control right now.